What's up, guys? I'm back with the Camaro. The last video got messed up. I don't know, there was like 3-4 minutes that didn't get uploaded to the video itself. So I'm gonna try to explain what happened here. We got the motor out completely. This little ratchet strap holding the tranny up right now. We got all the parts back from ceramic coat, manifolds, down pipe, wide pipe. So I got all the parts laid out here for the motor build. That's the short block. Not too bad at all. So we got the heads back from the machine shop. They got all new valves. It's got a valve angle job. The heads have been resurfaced. It's got the springs and valve seals from Texas Speed. New Brian True Union upgraded rockers, Melon oil pump, Texas Speed push rods. We got 3-bolt cam gear, ARP bolts for that, new valve cover gaskets, Texas Speed cam. We got the ARP main hub bolt, rear main seal, oil pan, new manifold gaskets, LS3 lifters with trays. The LS9 head gaskets. Alright, I got a new engine stand. I'm gonna have to pull it out of the box, put it together, and then we'll get the engine on the stand, and then we'll go from there. See if I can get this Harbor Freight stand together without losing my mind. Now that we got the motor on the stand, I already took the pan off, pulled the oil pump. I'm gonna pull the cam bolt, pull the cam gear off, and pull the lifters and then the cam. The lighting's not that great, but I don't know if you can see. I'm in the process of just cleaning all the residue from the old head gasket. Kind of did this side already. Should have cleaned it up with some brake cleaner after. Just using a razor blade and a paper towel with brake cleaner. Right, now that we got all the lifters, the trays out, got the plate out of the way, cleaned everything up as best as I could. I'm gonna pull the cam out. Spin it over this way. I want to take the cam retainer plate off. Alright, now that I took the cam retainer plate off, pull the cam out. Don't look too bad. Not supposed to look, but cam bangs actually look too good. Look good. Alright, I'm gonna oil up all the new stuff, let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll start assembling all the new stuff. Alright, got the new cam in. All lubed up. The VR1 20W50. Just gonna, we got a new cam retainer plate with new screws. I'm gonna put that on with a little bit of blue Loctite. And then we'll put the new 3-bolt cam gear on with the ARP bolts. Alright, now that we got the cam gear bolted on, we're gonna spin the motor around a couple times to make sure everything lines up correctly. Alright, so we spun it around a couple times. Lands back in the same spot every time. Spin it one more time. Boom. Dot, dot. Alright, now we can drop the lifters in. Now what's important about LS lifters is when you slide them in the trays, they can only go in one certain way and it holds them straight. So when you put them in the motor, they'll never spin away from the cam. They'll always be straight on the cam lobes. Alright, just cleaned up everything again. Put in the head alignment dowel, whatever you want to call them. They align the heads for when you put them on. Just cleaned up this side. We're going to throw the head gasket on. Can't really mess these up. I say front, right on the thing. Front. That's front. This is the front of the motor right here. Just be careful with these. They're like 3 or 4 layer, or maybe 7 layer, and they'll cut your finger real good. Ask me how I know. Alright, they're all lined up. We get the head, throw it on, and then we'll start lubing up the ARP bolts, and then we'll start torquing them. Alright, we got one head bolted on, all torqued down. There's a sequence to this on the ARPs. You gotta do it in 25, then 50, then 80. So I use a paint marker. In the first ones I'd put 1 dot, do the whole first set, and then I'll do a second dot, do the neck, and then on the third round I'll just put an X in it so there you know that one's done. The head gasket on this side, just gonna throw the head on and then we'll put all the bolts in and then we'll torque them down. I have to charge the camera. It died, but got both heads bolted down, torqued. Got all the rockers, push rods in. Just put the oil pump on. You always gotta make sure that you don't pinch this O-ring. A lot of people do that, and it gets air in there, and you won't make any oil pressure, and it ruins the motor. New Melon, I believe it's high pressure pump. I'm gonna spin it back over, do the front timing cover with the Align It tools, made for LS's. It aligns the timing cover perfectly straight in the middle for you to bolt it. You bolt it on. Bolt down the timing cover, then you pull this off, and then you just tap the gasket right in. Cover's all bolted down. I'm gonna try to set this up so you can see this. Pull the tool out, just line the gasket up like that, even. Get the tool over the crank like that, so it's nice and even, and just tap it in. Alright, so front cover's on, put this other valve cover on. And then I gotta drill and tap the oil pan for the turbo feed and drain. And then we can put the oil pan back on. Alright, so we got most of the motor together. Just gotta throw the oil pan back on now. Got the drill and tap the oil pan for the turbo drain. There's a pain in the ass trying to find the actual drill bit size for the 1/2 inch NPT tap. Fill it up nice and high. I'm just gonna finish cleaning the pan out. And then for the turbo feed, this is part of the oil cooler that mounts on the side of the pan right here. It's just missing the front piece, it's over there. So I drilled a hole right here and tapped it with an 1/8 inch NPT So that'll be the oil feed, and it's the oil drain, both on the driver's side, where the turbo is mounted on the driver's side. Alright, so I'm gonna clean all this stuff up, put the oil pan back together, and then we'll bolt the oil pan on there. Another thing I wanted to point out with these CAMARO pans, they have this like oil pressure something, I don't know, it goes right here. But we took that out, and there's a little plug that you can buy that we put right here. I guess that helps the pressure relief or something. I don't know, I've never seen it. It doesn't come on the LS3 crate motors. I guess GM put it in after the fact. But we also did that too. Oil pan, oil cooler, motor mounts back on. The drain right there, the feed. And drop the motor back in. We got the transmission out. Wait on the new clutch. Move stuff out the way. Alright, I got the motor back in. Started putting some of the stuff on, water pump stuff. I got this holding the motor right now because the transmission's out. Putting a new clutch in. There was a monster clutch in this thing. Kid only had it 1,000 miles. Smoked. That flywheel. So we ordered McLeod RXT. We're just waiting on a slave cylinder, so I can put that in the transmission back in. But for now, stop putting on the turbo manifolds and stuff. Some of the accessories that I can. Alright, so I got the passenger side on. Put this light over there. See it very well. They want you to pull this ground strap off, bend the tabs off. I just cut the tabs off so that put it any way you want. You put it up over the manifold. What wasn't in the kit, they said to cut this right here, this little stud, so it doesn't hit the manifold. I did that. What they didn't say in the instructions was this ABS wire used to run on this side, up and then over, and it was just resting on the manifold right there. So I unclipped it, pushed it through down, and then back behind the factory heat shield, and then pulled it back up and plugged it right in. Now they tell you to put the down pipe in over here before you put the driver's side on. I'm just trying to really figure out which way is the best way to do it. Alright, now I'm going to put the driver's side manifold on. Alright, so the camera died and I lost a little bit of footage, but I don't really see much under here, but we got the tranny back in. Got the new McLeod RXT clutch, flywheel combination. I'm gonna put the car down so you can see better, but you can't really see anything under here. I still have to drop the tank and do the ZL1 fuel pump with the fuel pump module. And put the car down real quick. Alright, so we got most of the car together. Cold sides all in. All ceramic coated black, intercooler's mounted, whatnot. Turbo's tight. Everything I need to do, I ordered a billet oil drain thing for the bottom of the turbo, and I gotta make this line a little shorter because I don't like how it looks. Also gonna make another turbo feed line because it just sits so close to the turbo. I want to make it longer so it runs up and out of the way over here, so it doesn't like lay on the exhaust itself. Also have to wrap this, the AC lines with the power lines. I'm still gonna wrap all over here where these wires lay right on the manifold itself. I wrapped up the heat, I wrapped up the fuel lines. Bunch of small stuff, and then we can fire it up. I'm gonna leave this video off here. Next video we'll be doing the fuel pump, finishing everything up, top radiator hose, all the small bullshit, and we'll start it up so you can hear it. And then we'll be going to the dyno, see what it makes. I still gotta wire up the boost controller, wideband gauge. So next video we'll have a few small things to do, and then we'll start it up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share. all the bald eagles.